here with, here we go, going live. I'm going live on Facebook and Twitter and YouTube. And I thought I'd come on here. Guys, I'm not doing the live today. Okay, I'm not doing the live today because I'm all worked up because the craziness today. Okay, so I got through my day, fine, no problem. And of course, then like halfway through my day, my partner comes and tells me about all the stuff that's going down in the Capitol with the building and all that other stuff. So people have been asking me like crazy right now. We did several elements from what's gone on already today. And I'm going to tell y'all, I still don't think this is done. I still think that there are other elements of my dream that have yet to present themselves because so a few days ago I got on and I was telling you guys about a dream about the llamas and how I felt like it was odd that it happened within 2 weeks of the second dream, which is about Trump and all of the supporters of Trump going berserk and all this craziness. So here we are. So I'm assuming that's why I had the llama dream and then all this stuff come up because this was the timing for it. So for those of you who don't know anything about my dream, you can access my dream. If you're on Instagram, you can go to my bio and go to the link on my bio. And if you click it, there's a link to my video on YouTube that I posted last year, like early last year. There's a link to my medium.com article as well that will take you to how I broke every single thing down and why I thought what I thought with all of the pieces of the prediction. And then there's also a link in my bio to my original post that is connected to Facebook. Now, if you go down to my post from last year in March, you will see the original post as well. But the image is a little bit different there because the one that I posted on Facebook at that time had an image of Trump on top of the White House, right? With the assault rifles. But all of that is on my bio. So if you click my bio, it'll show you all the links to all the different things because people are asking me like, where is your prediction? I want to see it. I want to see what you said. So I said a lot of different things, but essentially I described a scenario very much like what we saw today. But again, I still am thinking that there's other elements that haven't shown up yet and that are going to show up or that are going to present themselves as well. But we'll see in the next day or two how that all plays itself out. But this was essentially what I was telling people and what I've been warning about, which was that I felt that because of Donald Trump's incompetence in being a leader and being a person of example, leading by example, that his followers were essentially going to like run with it and that they were going to act on his behalf and that they would act in violence, which is exactly what happened today. So check out my stuff that I posted because it's all there. Like I posted this stuff back in March of 2019. This was before coronavirus was even a reality. This was before Black Lives Matter was all the protests were happening. This was like way early. This was like a year before that. So my prediction is almost 2 years old that I was talking about this coming up. And so I've been talking about it for the last year and people would think I'm crazy and they think, oh, well, no, that'll never happen. Or American citizens were never going to, I've had friends tell me like, no, this will never happen. Like the election's going to happen. People are going to think it's going to be a coup or there's not going to be nothing. Everything's going to be just like normal. And people are going to feel stupid because it's not what's going to happen in America. Well, it's happening in America because we've had a terrorist attack on the Capitol and people have basically taken over the Capitol. So it's happened, guys. So I'm just verifying what I said because this is exactly what I said, guys. I've been saying it several times and people think I'm crazy every single time or they try to make me feel like, I'm a maniac, but it's not like I go out there, put myself on like the edge and say something crazy sounding like that often. I do say things that may sound crazy, but then I've been vindicated several times this past year with the different predictions that I made. And this is just another one, which I've been like warning about for almost a year now. So that's essentially what's going on here. So if y'all want to find my original prediction, again, if you're on Instagram, go up to my bio and then there's the link there and it shows you everything that I shared on social media, everything that I've been talking about. My first video that I put on YouTube about it, my original post on Facebook, and then also my medium.com article where I go into it in great detail and how I said that there would be a group that was going to pretend to be part of Black Lives Matter that would go in and pretend to be part of the protest protesters creating additional violence or creating additional like scenarios to get people more like riled up, they were also going to infiltrate or be part of this like right group who were also going to be riling them up as well. So this is exactly what it is. And so someone sent me earlier a friend sent me a picture of this guy. He was this guy with the horns. I don't know if y'all have seen that. Let me see if I can pull that up here, because that's matching up to what I said. I said that there would be a group that was going to be basically like trying to get people to buy in to like, it's this side, no, it's this side. And then they were going to try to get people to like fight, to fight essentially, and to like come against the situation. So let me show you what I told people about it, because again, people think I'm crazy. And this is what I've been telling people about. So I also made another video. It's on my YouTube channel for those of you who want to go see it as well. I know those videos are kind of long, but I break it down because there's a lot of details that I wanted to share with y'all when I originally saw the stuff. But essentially, let me see if I can get to that video, because I want to show you the picture that I drew. And I want y'all to understand like where my mind was when I made this. There we go, and airdrop, and iPad. Okay, cool. So after the craziness started last year, I was telling people this. Hold on, guys. Photos. Hi, mommy. Hi, my mama cat's here with me. I just finished working. I haven't even finished all the stuff that I do normally after a session. But see, this was my picture. Look, this was my picture right there. You see all the marchers, the Capitol building, protesters, people running, shooting, and etc. So the video is pretty extensive. There's another one though that I called it the playbook, and I said we need to be careful because people are going to try to play the American people, or this group is going to try to play the American people, and they're going to try to make it seem like it's one side against the other, but they're more aligned with one side, and they're going to use whatever they can to get these people to act in accordance with what they believe. So that's the other image. And I even drew like a playbook, like how this was all going to kind of play out and what would it look like at the end of the day. And so I want to show you that one as well, because that's the picture that I really am seeing play itself out now. But for those of you, like I'm telling y'all, like I've been saying this, and this is like not one of those I told you moments, but this is one of those I told y'all moments. Like this is exactly what I've been warning about that would come about. So let me show y'all here. Download. Okay. AirDrop. And iPad. Okay, here we go. Comes up. And save image. Okay. So this is the one I was talking about. So you see this right here? This is my playbook. See that right there? My playbook. So that's what I'm talking about. So I drew, and this is the front of the video here. So what I said was that Donald Trump, with the way that he is, what I said was that he was going to basically instigate these separate groups and make them feel empowered and make them feel like they had a right to take control or to be in power or whatever. And so I felt like after the protest, after the shootings and the deaths, that there would be protesters out, and that this group, which would be these like group that is trying to, they're going to pretend like they're a part of this. So they're going to pretend to be that, and then they would also pretend to be on this side, and that they were going to be on both sides trying to like make it like, rile more people up, but that they were actually trying to do it because they were trying to bring about like a civil war type situation. So they were messing with both sides to make it seem that way. And of course we have the protesters on that side coming and then, being radicalized because of what Trump has said, and they feeling like they're entitled to take over the Capitol building. And this is a terrorist attack. I mean, I don't know what else y'all need to say. This is a terrorist attack. And if somebody is out there telling people like, y'all need to like, what's his face? Stupid, the lawyer guy, what is his name? Like, y'all need to, we need to like do it by force or by combat. He said that, and then Trump's over there saying, let's all walk to the Capitol and let's keep them from stopping. Like, he is inciting violence. This is a terrorist attack against the U.S. government incited by a president. That's a coup. I don't know what else to say other than that's a coup. So that's exactly what I've been saying, guys, and what I'm continuing to say. And my post from last year was March, right there, March 29th, 2019. It's still up. It's still up. I haven't taken it down. I'm never going to take it down because it's right there. But yeah, this is what I've been telling you guys. This is what I've been saying and what I've been expecting. My friend, and this is something that I saw today, which is why I'm like, well, that's odd. This guy, let's see if I can find this picture. There we go. This guy right here, this was posted today. See him? So he was at the Black Lives Matter protests back in June, and then he was there again today inside of the Capitol building. So he was pretending to be part of the Black Lives. I'm thinking he was pretending to be part of the Black Lives Matter movement back in June of last year, trying to be, and he was part of this group, like I keep talking about. And then there he is again today in the Capitol. Not only that, but he's literally right there standing up in the chamber. Look at him. He's right there, like taking a picture in the speaker's seat, like right there. I mean, if it doesn't sound like any kind of like collaborative effort or like coordinated effort, that sounds like that's what that is to me. And so that's what I'm definitely bringing up and talking to you guys about. So yeah, check out my stuff. It's online. It's all public. I've never shied away from that, or, again, I've said this. I have been saying this, and I'm saying this again. I don't think it's over yet. I think there's still going to be more violence, because in my dream, it was very specific to what I was seeing. Now, already, just with this happening, essentially my dream is like validated, because all the pieces are there in my dream, but I still feel like there's going to be more violence, and there may be more going on in the next day or two. So that's when, like, everybody be careful. And this is probably why I've been telling people that I felt very worried or afraid for the cities towards the end of the year, which now we're in a new year. But to me, in my mind, it doesn't matter, because, the end of the year, the beginning of the year, it's still all connected. It's at the same time frame. It's just that there's a difference because of the year, right? But I kept saying this earlier, that I felt worried about violence in the cities, because I kept seeing, situations where there was going to be violence and eruptions of violence in major city centers. And I was worried about that because of some of these groups. And then there was, of course, the anti-protesters, or the other groups that are going to come in as well. So that's why I was getting a little bit worried and concerned. And I'm still worried and concerned, because I don't think it's over with. And even if they resolve this issue with the Capitol, this is going to get even more insane, because now that people who are at home, who are sitting down and they're like, yeah, they're like, they're egging people on. There was a guy on here earlier, and he was telling everybody Trump 2020. Like, if you believe that it is okay to break the laws of this country to retain power, then you are not an American. You are a terrorist, and you believe in like the actual extreme form of control and dominance and power that it goes against the very fabric of this country and the Constitution. So you're a terrorist. But you've got people at home who are watching this, and they're going to feel like, ooh, like now it's on. It's actually going down. I'm going to go be a part of it. I'm going to go and be a part of it. And you're going to have people who are still wanting to join sides with the right group, being, again, like manipulated by Trump and also by the people around. And, none of that. But isn't it interesting that they were literally able to like walk up in there? They were able to walk up in there. There was like nothing done. If you look at pictures from like the BLM protest back in June and July of last year, the Capitol buildings, everything is like, you got like all these lines of people protecting these monuments and these buildings. But for this today, like, no protection. There was nothing to keep them. They literally walk up in there, and they're like, hey, yeah, we're here. And they took over. And not only that, but there were people in the chambers stealing stuff and like taking things that are official government documents, and like, what else can I say? But it's all there. So if you want to check it out, feel free to share it, because more people may want to know what the hell to expect or what's coming down. And I've already shared what I saw happening. So it gives people a chance to like figure that out. That, and also I was right. This is exactly what I said. I was right. So guys, please take care out there. If y'all start to encounter like areas where there's like violence or whatever, like just find a safety place to go to, because this is the world we live in now, right? And I've already seen some of the posts from some of my friends who are on the Republican side, or who are radical Republicans, and they're all for this. I'm like, I don't remember the Black Lives Matter protesters taking over government facilities. Yeah, there was like pockets of like violence and like, properties were being destroyed, but that wasn't part of the main protesting efforts during the Black Lives Matter protests. They were predominantly peaceful protests. Every now and then you might have some skirmishes or whatever, but the majority of them were there was no taking over of government, like federal government facilities. So aside from like that police station that was burnt down in Oregon, which again, we don't even know if it's the protesters themselves or if it was people infiltrating the protests on both sides trying to incite violence, which is what I believe it is, which I believe that, and I mentioned this in my medium.com post about the upcoming predictions for the next for the next few years, and I mentioned that this was going to become outlawed and these kinds of groups were going to basically be like, they were going to basically be arrested or it was going to become illegal, which is why I said that there would be KKK. This was going to become a terrorist group. They would be considered illegal, all these different things and pieces coming to it. People are still thinking, this is Antifa, this is Antifa. I'm like, all those people are white. What the fuck are you talking about? What the fuck are you talking about? All those people are one race. They are all Trumpsters. They're all coming from one mindset. They're all operating from that extreme right mindset. What does this have to do with Antifa? Like, make sense, people, before you say something. Like, oh, yeah, that's all. Those are all Mexicans. There ain't no Mexican in a bunch. Like, I think I was looking at, like, pictures earlier, and there was, like, one black person in the group. I was like, okay, where are all the folks at? Where are all the folks at? So, no, I'm sorry. But there's just no way to, like, say that or to try to even make claim. People are saying this is not a coup because, Trump or the people in the government, they're not asking them to go and act violently. I'm like, I'm sorry, but every single person who's in a position of office who is a leader of or a representative of this government, they are responsible and accountable for their words, their actions, and their intent. And if their words and actions match up to an intent, even though they may not make their intent known, although he's made it perfectly known, then this is what you get. This is what you get. So this is a coup. This is a people-supported coup, a citizen-supported coup that has not engaged the military yet. So let's see how that plays itself out. But this is exactly what I've said. So I'm not, I don't, last year, I think, even when I first had my dream, I was trying to be very diplomatic. Like, hey guys, I don't want to ruffle feathers. I'm just saying what I saw in my dream. I'm not in any political party because I don't really care for Democrats either. I honestly don't care for the Democrats either because I feel like we've gotten screwed over by both sides. And there aren't enough representatives in this country who are supporting the people and what we need as representatives of this country. And I didn't really care for Biden. He's not my first choice. I would have gone with somebody else, but that's the direction I went in because I didn't want something like this to become norm. And then myself, being a gay man, a Mexican American in this country, we would have to freak out and worry about these kinds of situations and these crazy fools look at them, taking stuff. I'm watching the TV right now as I'm talking to y'all, taking stuff. So no, I don't feel bad. I don't feel guilty at all for becoming a lot less tolerant of this kind of bigotry and ignorance and stupidity and conspiracy theory engaging. It's unacceptable. And for any of you who are following me, who are totally on board with all of this and you want to see all this go down and etc., and you want these kinds of things to happen here, please unfollow me. I don't need you following me because my message to the world is to help people to suffer less and to give them ways to establish their potential, to realize their potential, to suffer less, not to engage in bullshit tactics like this or to engage in ridiculousness like this. So if you're a follower and you don't agree with me, please unfollow me because it will do me a great favor. So I don't have to worry about every now and then having a random troll or person engage on my feed and then having to block them because I will block you. If you even continue to support this kind of rhetoric, you will be blocked. And if you're a friend and I continue to see any posts from you on my personal pages, because I have personal pages on Facebook, and you continue to support this behavior, you're going to get blocked. I don't care if you're a friend or not, because this is unacceptable and this is not safe for us as citizens or for a government that is supposed to maintain some sort of stability for the rest of us. Because at the end of the day, it's not the government people who are out there shooting. It is the government people who are getting the citizens of this country to do their dirty work. And that is unacceptable. And that's the act of a coward. So that's just my position and my place in all of that. Okay. I love you all. Stay vigilant. Check out my videos because y'all may get a better idea of what I'm still expecting to happen. But we'll see what goes down in the next couple of days or so. Okay. I love you all. And I'm sorry I can't be on tonight. I was too riled up. My energy is not there. I was barely able to get through my day before this got even